Hey everybody, welcome to my next singing video here on YouTube. Well, it's been about 6 days since I did one of these videos, so I'm pretty excited to get back into it today. And I got a song here by my all-time favorite singer of all time in country music for males. That's Waylon Jennings. And this song is called Nashville Bum. It's a song that is off of a list of songs that I've made from the old website that I used to use for making videos called SingSnap. This is the original list I had made of those songs, which was 21 songs. But in the 6 days between my videos that I've done, I came up with another list of songs that has 44 songs on it. That was from SingSnap. Some of those that I've got in my collection, but other ones I don't. So I just decided to group them all up into one big group and sing them all eventually. It's probably going to take me about 6 months to do them all, but I'm going to do them. And today we're going to start off with Nashville Bum, which is a song that came out in 1966. It was co-written by Waylon Jennings with Frankie Miller and Sky Corbin. So this is my 22nd Waylon Jennings song on my YouTube playlist, My Karaoke Songs. That's the most songs by any artist that I've done. And it's the 241st video on there overall. Nashville Bum, as a Jennings co-write, contains some material that seems autobiographical to Waylon Jennings. This is the stuff I've written about this song that there wasn't anything on any website that I found that gave a story behind the song, so this is what I got. As it was recorded early in his career, it talks a lot in the first verse about the struggle to get established in Nashville early on. This is also what was happening in the movie Nashville Rebel, which Waylon starred in and that Nashville Bum was on the soundtrack of. The song has 4 verses, or it might be, it has 2 verses and 2 bridges, and 4 chorus couplets. Sounds like Shakespeare here. 2 lines that are repeated at the end of each verse, and possibly bridge, if you want to call it a bridge. The couplet is repeated a 5th time at the end of the song. That's a lot in a song that only lasts less than 2 minutes long. The second and third verses contain some references to Nashville and country music related names that were famous at the time that the song was written. Webb in the song refers to legendary country singer Webb Pierce, who was famous for wearing flashy nudie suits on stage and singing in a very nasal style. And then there's years before Larry the Cable Guy came along, the phrase "get her done" appears in the song. Yep. Webb said that's the way to get her done. That's the line out of the song. Another reference is to good old PA, which stands for Prince Albert Cigarettes. They were one of the major sponsors of the Grand Ole Opry back then, which was first and foremost a radio show. In the third verse, the name Ott Devine is mentioned. He was the general manager of the Grand Ole Opry at the time. A little humor comes in then, where the song says the narrator walked on stage confidently, then tripped himself and fell and broke his guitar when he made his first Opry appearance. There's another joke in the 4th verse, or the 2nd bridge, where he says he wrote a song, but if someone else gets a hold of the song and changes a couple of words, then he'll give them half of the royalties. That's a fairly common joke among songwriters. I've heard variations on that many times when listening to writers talk about songwriting. The tagline that gets repeated is, "I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum." A little bit about the songwriters of this song. Co-writer Jennings has written or co-written 38 songs that have been released by more than one artist, including Nashville Bum from Young Widow Brown by Frankie Miller in June of 1960 to Whatever Happened to the Blues by Waylon Jennings himself on June 18th, 1996. Co-writer Miller, his real name was Frank Miller Jr., was born on December 17th, 1931, and now he is 92 years old, still alive and going today. He was born in Victoria, Texas. He's a country singer and guitarist, most famous to me for the song Blackland Farmer, which gets played from time to time on the Stingray Country Classics TV station. He has a band backing him and appears as Frankie Miller and his Drifting Texans. Miller has written or co-written 3 songs that have been released by more than one artist, including Nashville Bum from Blackland Farmer by Frankie Miller in 1956 to Nashville Bum by Waylon Jennings on July 5th, 1966. Co-writer Corbin, whose real name is Glenn Eugene Corbin, was born on April the 10th, 1933 in the United States. Not sure what city or state he was born in, and died on January 18th, 2013, aged 79. Corbin has co-written 2 songs that have been released by more than one artist, including Nashville Bum. The other co-write for Corbin is Young Widow Brown by Frankie Miller in June 1960, which was also Jennings' first widely released song. Maybe a case of writers inbreeding, I say. A little bit about how I first came to hear this song. I can't remember exactly whether it was on the Stingray Country Classics channel on TV or if it was a late night roaming around YouTube and finding a YouTube video of a very young looking Waylon Jennings singing a song from a movie that he was in called Nashville Rebel. So I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was one of those things way back when. Next thing we got here is the recording information about Nashville Bum. Nashville Bum was first recorded by Waylon Jennings on July 5th, 1966 at RCA Victor Studios in Nashville for the soundtrack album of Nashville Rebel, Jennings' 3rd studio album. The album was recorded between April and July of 1966, so Nashville Bum was one of the last songs to be recorded. The album was co-produced by Chet, Atkins, and Bob Ferguson, and released on RCA Victor in December 1966. Nashville Bum was never released as a single, only as an album track, on which it was track 2. Mostly RCA studio musicians were used on the album, except for Waylon, who played guitar, Jerry Gropp, who also played guitar, and Richie Albright, who played drums from Jennings' touring band, the Wailers. The album reached number 4 on the US Billboard Country Albums chart. 3 cover versions of Nashville Bum have been released to date. By Canadian rockabilly and country music singer and radio personality Ted Daigle in 1968 on his Ark album, Ruby. By American singer, songwriter, producer, arranger, and label owner Rusty Dean in 1971 on his Isleshire album, A Country Bouquet of Hits. And by American rock and roll singer, guitarist, and actor Webb Wilder and the Nash Vagans on February 21st, 1995 on his Watermelon Records album, Town and Country. Now a little bit about Waylon Jennings himself. Jennings was born Wayland Arnold Jennings on June 15, 1937 on the J.W. Bittner Farm near Littlefield, Texas. The name on Waylon's birth certificate was changed after a Baptist preacher visited his parents and congratulated his mother for naming him after the Wayland Baptist University in Plainview, Texas, which just happens to be the birthplace of Jimmy Dean. His mother was Church of Christ and had been unaware of the college. She changed the spelling to Waylon. Jennings was also known as Hoss by Hank Williams Jr., I think I heard, was the one who called him Hoss. He was also known as Chief by his band members. Watasha, also I heard him called by Hank Jr., and Waymore, as in Waymore's Blues, one of his hit songs. Waylon had a production company called WGJ Productions, Inc., Incorporated. The WGJ stood for Waylon Goddamn Jennings. There's a story of one of the first times Waylon played New York City at a club called The Bottom Line, where he was going to play for this crowd of punk rock fans, and he looked out in the crowd and said, "My name is Waylon Goddamn Jennings, and if you don't like what we're playing, you can kiss our ass," or something like that, he said. And I guess that was back in the 70s. The club called The Bottom Line in New York City. Waylon performed in the country, outlaw country, and progressive country genres. He was also a producer and an actor. he was famous for playing a black and white leather-covered Fender Telecaster guitar. He was active in the music business from 1949 to 2000. He was forced to stop touring after pain from diabetes reduced his mobility. He actually had to have his leg amputated below the knee. And on his last DVD album, he's shown sitting down in a chair, not standing and playing his guitar, although he was playing and singing, and he sounded great. But he did have to stop touring after 2000. He was married 4 times and had 6 children. First wife was Maxine Lawrence from 1955 to 1962, when they were divorced, with whom he had 4 children, 2 sons and 2 daughters. Terry Vance, his son, born in 1957 and died in 2019. Julie Ray, born in 1958 and died in 2014. She's a character in a song called The Last One to Leave Seattle that was recorded by Waylon, although in the song, Julie Ray is Waylon's wife in the song, not daughter, but she's in there. Then there's Buddy Dean, his son, born in 1960 with Maxine Lawrence, and Dina Carroll, born in 1964 and died in 2015. And they had Dina Carroll after they were already divorced 2 years later. His second wife was Lynn Jones from 1962 to 1967, who he was married to when Dina Carroll was born. And then in 1967 they were divorced. They adopted a daughter, Tommy Lynn. His third wife was Barbara Elizabeth Roode from 1967 to 1968. When they were divorced, they had no children. He married his fourth wife, country singer Jessie Coulter, in Phoenix, Arizona on October 26, 1969. They were married until Waylon's death. Coulter had a daughter, Jennifer, from her previous marriage to guitarist Duane Eddy. Waylon and Jessie had a son in 1979, Waylon Albright, known as Shooter Jennings, a musician and record producer. Waylon's younger brother, Tommy, who was born in 1938 and died in 2019, was a country musician and played bass in the Wailers in the mid to late 1960s. He was not on the Nashville Rebel album, however. Junior Husky and Norbert Putnam did the honors there. A couple of studio musicians. 333 solo records and 111 records with other artists for a total of 444 were released on Jennings between 1959 and 2014. His discography includes 45 studio albums, 5 live albums, 28 compilation albums, 16 collaborations, 16 music videos, 98 singles, and 11 charted B-sides. 16 of his singles went to number 1 in the US, and 32 reached the top if you include all other countries. Jennings recorded for A&M Records, MCA, and Epic, in addition to RCA Victor. He was formerly of the Crickets, Buddy Holly's backing band, the Highwaymen, with Johnny Cash and Chris Christopherson and Willie Nelson, another supergroup. The supergroup called USA for Africa, which recorded We Are the World. He was in that. The Maverick Choir, which was the soundtrack to the movie Maverick with James Garner, Jodie Foster, from 1994, I believe. And Old Dogs, which is another supergroup country music that he was in with, let's see here, Jerry Reed, Bobby Bare, and Mel Tillis. Jennings was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2001. Jennings died on February 13th, 2002, aged 64, from complications of diabetes in his sleep at his home in Chandler, Arizona. He's buried in the City of Mesa Cemetery in nearby Mesa. At his memorial service, Coulter sang Storms Never Last, one of their big duets that they did together, popular duet they had. And I said before that Waylon Jennings is the one artist in country music, even more than Johnny Cash, that I wish I would have seen in concert, but never had the chance to, or never did, see? So now I'm going to sing Nashville Bum. This song does not have a karaoke version, so I'm going to have to sing over top of Waylon or along with him. So let's have a go at this old Nashville Bum. Here we go now. Trusty lyric sheet here. Alrighty, here we go. Nashville Bum, Waylon Jennings. I've been chasing the big wheels all over Nashville, waiting for my big break to come. Living on ketchup soup, homemade crackers and Kool-Aid. I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum. I look good in cowboy clothes and I sing through my nose. Webb said that's the way to get her done. I smoke good old PA like the opera stars, they say. I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum. Well, yeah. Well, a friend of mine is a friend of Optifine's, and he finally got me on the Opry show. I walked out like a star, tripped and busted my guitar. I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum. Well, now here's a song I wrote by myself, note for note. With a lot of help, it might make number one. You can change a word or two, and I'll give half of it to you. I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum. Yes, I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum. Hey, there it is, Nashville Bum by Waylon Jennings from 1966. Woo. That is fun right there. I love
I'm
that.
going to give away this incredible $4,000. Wait.
Don't need to hear that now. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that Nashville Bum song. That was a lot of fun for me. I sure had a lot of fun doing that one. But this is going to put an end to the old video making for another week or so. Actually, 8 days or so. It's going to be the 18th before I get back on here doing another video. 9 days, boys. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, but I'll get by somehow. The next time I get on here, on the 18th, I'm going to sing a song by Bobby Goldsboro. There's an old-time singer from the 60s, a song called Honey. Yep, that's another one that I had on Sing Snap a long time ago. And I'm going to do it on YouTube next time, so if you remember that old song, come back and we'll have it for you next time. Have a good day now. Bye.